2 people. So this is amazing. Thank you so much for being here. Just a little housekeeping. Bathrooms are out the door in the hall to the right. And you can access the slides, which I'm gonna have up here on the agenda. Like all of the links that you need today are on the agenda. So I know one of you has to leave early or everything that you need is there. And you will have several different presenters today, and all of their slides are linked kind of on you'll see them there. But the main slides that we're gonna start with today are here. It's on the agenda for you. And if you don't need them, but if you're a person that likes to follow along on the slides on your laptop, feel free to do that. It's in your agenda. I'm not used to the technology. Okay. All right. So you are at the Santa Rosa Junior College CCAP Instructor Professional Development. My name is Kristen Perrell. I'll be your facilitator today with a few of my colleagues here. I am here representing Sonoma County Office of Education. And I work within a division called the North Coast School of Education. And what we do at North Coast is basically teacher preparation. We do a lot of credentialing and teacher PD, and that's kind of my role. My main role, half of my job, is I run the Career Technical Education Credentialing Program, which, as you'll see today, has overlap with the jobs that you're doing as a CCAP instructor. Whether you realize it yet or not, there is a career technical education component to your courses, and so we're going to help you kind of understand that scope today, and that's part of the reason I'm here. So we'll get going here. I just gave you that information. Here's our agenda. Again, you have it on that. This is a simplified version. I was moving things around last night, so the agenda, that page that I was showing you, that's kind of our flow for the day. But we will have lunch. We will be moving rooms at lunchtime, so we'll give you more directions when we get going there. And I'd like to start, because we have some guests that will be in and out. I'd love to start by kind of going around the room and sharing a little bit, just introducing ourselves, your name, the CCAP course you teach, or your role with CCAP, and how you're, what you're bringing today. The school site you'll be teaching at this year, so what high school will you be at? And then one thing you did this summer to recharge. Do we have any brave people that, and maybe you didn't recharge this summer, but I hope that you did. Do we have any brave person that would like to go first? And we'll kind of go around the room. Yeah, thank you.
I'll go first.
Sure,
my name is Joshua Fontaine. I'm going to teach Kin 4 at Annalee High School. And I don't know if I got to recharge since I got surgery, as you might be able to tell. I got surgery 2 weeks ago, and I've been limping for like 8 weeks before that. But I tried to rest as much as I could with 2 little kids.
My name is Jonica Connor. I will be teaching 3D modeling and animation at Credo High School. This is my first year of teaching, so excited about that. This summer, I have a 4-year-old daughter. We could go camping one time, but yeah, not a lot of recharge. I need to recharge. Thank you.
I'm Alden. This is my sign name. I'll be teaching, I'll be teaching at Hillsburg High School. I'll be teaching ASL 1, American Sign Language. I just got back from Fiji from the summer, and I was there for 3 months, so I'm feeling really good now. Back home. I'm here.
Hi, I'm Erica Raffo. I am the coordinator for college and career readiness with Santa Rosa City Schools. I won't be teaching at all, but I'm really excited to be welcoming 4 CCAP classes to our high schools this fall and 4 in the spring. So yes, super excited about that. I took my kids to San Diego for a vacation. That's how we recharge, and then I turned my house upside down, so I need another vacation. But
my name's Lisa. Chronic is the new last name. I was Dolberg. Probably will see Dolberg and Chronic interchangeably. I currently don't know how to introduce myself because of that. I got married last year but never got to the paperwork until this year. So I am dual enrollment counselor at Santa Rosa Junior College, and I'm also teaching Counseling 53 at Montgomery High School. So I'm excited to be here. I don't feel recharged. I did go to Portugal, but I got back on June 9th, and that's now 2 months has passed. It's like summer didn't even happen. So here I am. But I feel, I don't, it's not that I need the recharge. I'm ready to go. Let's do it.
My name is Carolina Nazario. I'm the Director of Strategic Initiatives here at SRJC. And a big part of that role is coordinating all of our CCAP courses with our SCO partners, our high school partners. So I am your contact person for sort of all things SRJC. Any questions? Obviously, your dean and department chair. One thing I did, my summer was a little rough, but I did, it was great in good ways, but I did get a new bunch of garden beds this spring. So I planted a garden, and I've been going in there with a glass of wine every night, like water, and that's been just incredibly recharging for me.
I'm Kelly Schmeg. I work at SCO. I'm the counterpart to Carolina. My title is Early College Credit Project Coordinator. So anything to do with early college credit. I mainly work with the high schools, so they often will reach out to me, and then I communicate with the JC. But both Carolina and myself are both working on building out early college credit options across the county. So if you have any questions and you're not sure who to reach out to, you definitely can reach out to me on the high school side. Or if it's just a JC question and you're not sure, I'll get it over to Carolina.
I just want, if I can, one thing.
Yes.
You see all the faculty in the room, and I think it's important to say that some, like, is it Janica? Janica. I'm so sorry. So we have faculty that have been at SRJC for a long time, faculty that were just hired as SRJC part or full-time faculty here, and CCAP happens to be their first class. But we also have high school teachers who have been teaching at the high school for a long time who have become SRJC faculty. So there's just like such a wealth of what kind of educators there are in the room and what experiences they have. So I hope you all, as much as Kelly and I can be a resource to you, I hope you all can be a resource to each other too.
As far as like summer to recharge, I would say,
I'm sorry.
no, totally not. I didn't do too much recharging. I decided kind of last minute, like 2 days before I went out on a 2-week vacation for 4th of July, that I was going to go buy a camper, but not here in California. I was going to do it in Indiana. So we drove all the way to Indiana, and I'm originally from Minnesota. So then we went up to Minnesota, got stuck in Chicago traffic. If any of you have been to Chicago during rush hour, you know my pain. So went up to Minnesota, stayed a week with family, and then drove all the way back just in time to go to a 3-day training. And that's been the highlight of my summer.
My name is Laura Corbeau. I'm a project coordinator for school counseling at SCO. So school counselors might be some people that you guys partner with to help monitor the progress of your students, and so I have contacts with them. And honestly, the thing that came into my mind when it said, "What did you do this summer to recharge?" is I thought I took a nap once. But that was legitimately like, I was like, that was awesome, because like some of you, I also have a 1-year-old. He'll be 2 in October. So yeah, you don't do that anymore. So that was awesome. On the deck, it was all warm. I fell asleep.
is Heather Gilardi, and I will be teaching Food Nutrition 10 and HLC 160, which is medical terminology, which is a little interesting because I've never taught the class before. So putting it together between now and the spring. And I've also been teaching CCAP classes for DDC for the last 5 or 6 years. So I've got some experience there. The school site is at Sonoma Valley High School, and both of my kids go there. And I think none of us really know what to expect, with me actually, like my older son's girlfriend is in my class, so just trying to navigate these little things. And this summer to recharge, I did a lot of traveling. I went to Mexico City for a week with my girlfriends. My family took a 3-week road trip to Montana, which was amazing, and came back. And with my older son, we went to Cal Poly San Luis Obispo for a baseball prospect camp for a week, and then Stanford for a prospect camp for a week, baseball. And he's like, I'm sure I want to go to Stanford. And so my husband and I are kind of like deer in the headlights right now. Like, that would be amazing, but it sounds really expensive. So anyway, that was my summer.
Morning, everyone. Chris Catelli, I'm a K-12 pathway coordinator. Housed at the Sonoma County Office of Education. I feel like it's a theme. I did not get a recharge. I have a 2-year-old and a 3-month-old. And that's actually like totally fine by me. Like, I'm cool not being fully recharged. I'm in it and I'm living it, and it's good.
Hi everyone, I'm Chuck Wade. I'm principal at Hanley High School, where I need to return to in just a minute, but I did want to stick around to just say how amazing it is to see this grow and develop. A lot of folks have been working to iron out some of the logistical challenges between organizations for a long time, and as you all know, there's some barriers, but it's so important. I feel really excited about some of the opportunities for our students to really shift the trajectories of their lives. And one of the most evidence-backed ways of doing that is getting a little bit of early college credit. And so we're tremendously excited about those opportunities. We want to grow it as much as we can. Really grateful to everybody for the work and making it happen. Recharging, I don't know. I did get to see my youngest kid graduate from college, which is how old I am. But there was definitely something rejuvenating about that. It was super fun. Anyway, grateful for all the work. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Maren Powers. I teach at Annalee High School. I'm teaching animal science and plant science. This summer might not have been super restful, but it was really amazing. We just got done with fair with our livestock kids. I packed out last night, so it was really awesome. They spent all week there showing their animals, and then last night was the auction, so very accomplished feeling to drive out of fair and then start school.
Good morning, my name is Courtney King. I also teach at Annalee High School. I will be doing the Ag Business Management and Computer Applications courses this fall and spring. Recharge-wise, I recharged a lot through my students this summer through fair and different trips that we took across the states, and it was a lot of fun. And so my other recharge moment was when I got to go fishing up in Bernie for a little bit. So it was very fun, but good summer.
Kristen Perrell, again, I was a high school science teacher for close to 20 years. I taught medical terminology back before CTE used to be called ROP, Occupational Pathways or whatever. So I did teach a med terminology class, and I've been one of my students' teachers. It's not that bad. It's actually, or my kid's teacher. I was actually his teacher with all his friends and all the things when I taught at Windsor High. But we had a high school graduation in June. My son is here at the JC, so that's a kind of nice full circle moment. And we took the kids to Italy this summer for about 3 weeks, and traveling with 3 teenagers is one of the most interesting. It's not relaxing. Everyone complains about everything, and then they're grateful in the end, but in the moment I'm like, what are we doing? Do you guys know? Like, my parents never did this. So, but it was an amazing trip that really once in a lifetime. I don't know that we can ever do that again, but it was cool. Thanks for being here.
Morning, everybody. My name's Savannah Hempel. I'm teaching Counseling 6 at Marsa Becerra Academy, which is located up at Hillsburg High School. I didn't really recharge this summer either. My family owns a campground, so we just finished wedding season last weekend. So jumping back into the school year, but ready to go.
Hi everyone, I'm Maureen Morris and I'm teaching HLC 51, which is Introduction to Health Careers. I've been teaching at Santa Rosa for 9 years, but this is my first CCAP course to be teaching, so I'm excited about it. The thing I did to recharge this summer, I have 3 kiddos, so it was busy, but we did do our annual trip. Well, every other year we trade off visiting my best friend down in San Diego and her family who has similar age kids, and so it was our year to go down to San Diego. So we went down and we went camping on the beach, and actually was really recharging. I totally filled my cup spending time with her friends. So still trying to hang on to that, even though that was the beginning of July.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Thomas. I am going to be teaching Kin 1 and Kin 4 at Maria Carrillo. One thing I did to recharge, I took my girls on a lot of trips. We went to Canada to see my sister and my nephews, which was really fun. We just got back from a trip last night. I sunburned my watch tan. But traveling with 2 kids is not exactly relaxing. It's like parenting somewhere else without all the resources. So like you, I did take a nap. We have like this big bean bag, and one day I took my girls across the street to the grandparents live across the street. So I take them there, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna clean my house. Didn't do it. I just did my nap, and it was awesome. Memorable moment. That's it.
Our interpreters also, would you guys mind introducing yourselves?
Hi, I'm Jordan. I work for the JC here, the staff interpreter.
And hi, I'm Karen. I also work for the staff interpreter at the JC.
Thank you. All right, everyone. Yeah, Chuck, you said it perfectly. It's a lovely, just, it's really great to see this growing and to see the supports at the high schools supporting, and just, our community as educators growing and collaborating more. So thank you. Yes, go ahead.
Can everybody tell me, did you get the agenda in your email?
No. I can create a QR code real quick. You want me to do that? Let me see. Or a bit.ly. We're not supposed to do bit.ly, but I will.
What? Why is that?
It went out on email. We're not supposed to use bit.ly at SCO, but Kristen, I don't know why.
I didn't get that memo.
We're not good. I still do.
Who else didn't get it in your email?
Alvin didn't get it.
I don't know, but
Kelly, you could,
I saw you. She literally saw me send it, but I will send it again.
I'm making it.
Kelly, if you want, attach it to the calendar.
Yeah.
Everybody's out of it.
Oh, there you go.
That might be the easiest way.
I got it.
Perfect.
I know I got at 9:10. I got it. We're only out to 7 people.
Oh, that already exists. Okay.
Now I got both.
Oh.
910 just popped in.
Yeah, the internet
I've also attached it to the invite, so.
Great. 3 times now.
In the afternoon, we'll be in a room with windows, so.
I love windows.
You guys do you have it?
Yeah.
Yeah? You're okay? Everyone sees the slides and everything too.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So, we're going to kind of take the macro view of CCAP. What's the vision for the state of California? There's actually legislation that says that we need to have CCAP courses and what they are, and there's grant funding and all the things. So there's that. We're then going to look at kind of our local goals for CCAP. So what is SRJC? What's the outcomes we're after for Sonoma County? Why are we investing in this? Why are we spending a lot of time with that? And then we'll kind of get down into the school districts that you're working for. How does CCAP impact their, what we call the California dashboard, kind of like their, how they're viewed by the public. It actually, the CCAP courses have a role in that. And then we'll get down into the classroom. We'll look at student data, what students are saying about CCAP, what they're saying they like about the courses, where they see room for, this is where I could use more support. Student voice is really, really important. And recognizing that you are teaching college level classes, and that's super important, and the students are not college age, right? And so what is developmentally appropriate in terms of what they're experiencing? How do teenagers, react to certain things? We're gonna give you like some tips and tricks for that. It has been something that comes up from the instructors that they want more of. Like, how do I get the kids involved and excited about my class? Right? And so these are kind of some of the things. So these are our learning objectives for today. By the time you leave here at 3 o'clock, you will kind of have that purpose and vision of CCAP courses. We're going to take a look at how CCAP courses are actually a strategy for equity. We're going to talk about what we mean by that word equity in the state of California, what California Department of Education says about equity. I want you all to be able to kind of understand how clarifying and really sharing your learning goals with students at the start of every class can actually go a long way in helping them engage in what you're doing. It's as simple as that. What are our learning targets? What do I want you walking out that door with? And if we can be clear with that, so they know constantly what they're working on and why, it goes a long way with just getting them going. How many of you have taught high school students before at a high school campus? How many of you have done that? Okay. Yeah, so it's a different thing. It really is a different thing. They're on their own campus. And so we're gonna, that's part of the reason we're here today, to just kind of support you and to create this community where you can support each other. We're gonna take a look at hopefully we'll have some work time today where you can actually take a look. I know you all have syllabi, and I want you to look at the syllabus and look at your plan for the semester or for the year and figure out, is it super clear on your syllabus the skills and knowledge that the students will leave your classroom with? And those can start to infuse kind of your day-to-day. I want you to know this, I want you to be able to do that. And then we're gonna take a look at CTE standards. For ASL, for American Sign Language, we'll be looking at the world language standards. So when you're a high school teacher, when you're a K-12 teacher, we don't get to just choose what we teach. The standards tell us what we're supposed to teach. And last year when I shared the CTE standards with the CCAP instructors, there were some like, oh my gosh, oh, oh yeah, I'm already doing that, and oh my gosh, I've always wanted to do that. Now I have a reason to put that in my course or to incorporate that and make sure. So again, knowledge is kind of power. We just make sure that we understand that, like, if I'm part of this CTE pathway, what is my role with those standards? Do I need to teach them all of the thing? The answer is no, you don't need to teach them all, but we'll talk about those. So that seems like a lot, but my hope is that you see the overlap in these things and how really with clarity comes student engagement. I believe it can be as simple as that. When I do professional development trainings with teachers, I like to just kind of show you when there's something that you could just take and steal, because teachers do that. We should do that more often. Is we don't need to reinvent the wheel. We're really good at that as teachers. But to save ourselves time, like what could I take and use? I would always start my classes in high school with some sort of a slide with the learning objectives, or they would go on my whiteboards and they'd be front and center all day, just letting the kids know what it is I wanted them to do by the end of that day. And so you'll see my little orange star, and then some sort of like, this is something that you could just actually put into your classes right away. Not a lot of prep. You can feel free to steal a slide or two if you want to when we do certain things. So just letting you know my little, how I like to signify those things. So I'm going to start with two quotes here. And the first one is by Ben Franklin. Tell me and I forget, teach me and I remember, involve me and I learn. That one's going to come back when we look at student data, I think. The students say that. We want more involvement. We want to get in there and do the things with you and alongside you, and that's what we want. And so we'll come back to that. So we'll come back to that quote. And then Maya Angelou, when you know better, you do better. And I think that that's really important for us as teachers to remember, as instructors, as educators, because the world that we're living in, that the kids are living in, is just not the same as when we went to school. And so when we don't learn how to do things better, we just repeat what happened to us as students. And so my view is always, well, if we can learn some new skills that maybe allow us to access knowledge from students in different ways that work for them, then we don't repeat, we just keep repeating things that may or may not work anymore, right? So when we know better, we do better. So sometimes when we're learning new things and new strategies, we kind of come up against that like, ooh, that's uncomfortable because that's not either how I do it currently or how I was taught or what I observed as a student. And so, that we might come across some of those things. I don't know if that's going to work. Okay, so and I know that for some of you that attended this training last year, this is kind of a review of like, what are these CCAP courses? So again, we'll kind of go through this. We do have a couple different spins on it. I'm going to hand out a piece of paper. This is another little teaching strategy that many of you probably know, so we'll just send this around. Okay, we're going to fold this. Fold this paper. So, if you take even high schoolers, we will say this is the sheet of paper is hot dog for the lengthwise or hamburger for the tall. I know it's silly, but if you say that, they'll know exactly what. Oh, okay, I'll do it. So we're gonna fold this into 3 as best we can. So like kind of a little trifold. Fold it into 3. Sometimes I'll do this with 4, and at the end I'll kind of show you, but This is called the KWL chart, KWL. The K stands for no. The K stands for no. The W stands for I want to know. Want to know. And then the L stands for learn. KWL. This is a great prediction activity. How many of you have seen this before, done one before? I mean, most of my high school teachers, yes. It's a common thing. Sometimes I like to, as a teacher, have a fourth column that says evidence. So like if they've read something, they put like the paragraph or something, so they have to cite their evidence. You can also have them cite it as they learn. So we're gonna do this together. And we are going to put down what we think we know about CCAP. So you've been recruited to teach these classes. You're gonna teach a class. What do you think you know about CCAP? And that's key because the think we know, sometimes students, high schoolers especially, will be like, well, I know that. And you're like, well, that's actually wrong, right? So what do we think we know? What do we think we know about CCAP? And then, these kind of happen side by side. Feel free to fill out the W side with any questions or things you want to know. It could be anything that you want to know about CCAP. What do I think I know? What do I want to know? And the L stays kind of hidden right now. We haven't done our learning yet. Before I have us share out loud all together, I'm going to actually have you find a partner, and you can feel free to steal a bullet point or two from them, or a question, like, oh, I have that question too, that's a really good question. Feel free. So if you feel like, oh, I didn't have that many questions, but then after talking to someone, oh, I have that question too, feel free to give one and take one. All right, and so what we're gonna do is we're actually going to get up out of our seats so that we're not sitting. We're gonna find a partner, and I want you to share kind of what you wrote down, feeling free to steal ideas as necessary, okay? To give one, get one. Go ahead and get up. We'll do this for about 3 minutes or so. Find a partner. Yeah, we're taking two totally different systems and trying to make them play nice together. So thank you for that insight. Other things we think we know.
Our site really, so we use Google Classroom as our, Marin brought this up, was a good point. We use Google Classroom as our source, and our admin, like the first fall, the SRJC was like, use whatever platform you're most comfortable with. So we stuck with Google Classroom. Well, our admin was really like, we want you to use Canvas because it's part of advancing them and getting them ready for the JC level. And so that was a learning curve for us, which it was really helpful. Last spring we did an orientation, and a lot of it was how to use Canvas. And so getting yourself familiar with that and making sure admin and you are on the same page, because we were not at first, but we did get there. And it wasn't a bad thing. It was just it was a transition. So yeah. Canvas is a really great resource.
Thank you. Yeah, because your campuses do not use Canvas. The kids don't know how to use Canvas. I'll tell you that right now. And it can be I use Canvas at Sonoma County Office of Ed, and I have to help my adult learners learn the platform. So it can be a barrier. That Canvas alone can be a barrier to learning for students. So just, if you know that, today is all about, we're going to learn about like what barriers do we try and eliminate. We can do that as instructors, right? We can try and help them with that. They need it because they are used to Google Classroom. That's what the kids are used to. Yeah.
Having said that, I feel like this group is very, they're clever students, and I'm saying this because, I've taught for GDC for a while, and the students who are interested in taking college courses while they're in high school are more highly academic than others may be. I don't know, I feel like at the JC I get a little bit of everybody coming in, and in my CCAP experience, I mean, my students are in it to get A's. They're there to boost their college applications, to be able to put this on their transcripts. Like, they're motivated.
Thank you for bringing that up, and that, I will say, that will vary by school site.
Sure.
So at Sonoma Valley, it might be different. At Maria Carrillo, it's going to probably be different than other school sites in our county, depending on, the demographic that you have. So that's real. Thank you for bringing that up. What other things do we think we know, or should we move on to our questions? I'm sure that one's going to be real. Yeah.
So someone was talking about which is best for the students to get access, Canvas or like Google Classroom, one of those platforms, and which is better. And I have concerns about that in regards to ASL in particular, because all of our homework is visual, so we would use Canvas because of the video capacity, or would you use Google Classroom? Does anyone have an opinion on that? Which one would have better access in regards to visual or video? I'm just wondering.
I think Canvas allows more like video. I like in Google Classroom I really don't post many videos and stuff, but in Canvas you can post the videos, it'll add subtitles, and it seems a little more friendly to that.
Okay. So, and the students have success using Canvas like regularly with tests and whatnot in your experience for the folks that are using it? Because we've been using GoReact and other apps and whatnot in addition to Canvas. I just was wondering if anyone had experience. Just, with Google Classroom versus Canvas in regards to testing, et cetera.
What was your experience with students and Canvas? How did you support students? Did you need to support students? I guess is the question.
Yeah. I would say it was a difficult transition, probably because I wasn't as comfortable with Canvas, so then I would be like, it's on Canvas, and then they're like, no, it's not. And then I'm like, oh, I posted it on Google. It was confusing, but once they got the hang of it, and I got the hang of it, it was much easier. If I was like a little more prepared on Canvas, it would have been smoother.
Yeah, I started using like the discussion side of things. Like I put a question of the day, and then that way they're getting familiar with the discussion side of posting, because I know that in college we use that, but on Blackboard. But the testing, I started embedding tests like through the actual like site of Canvas itself, not just like a Google form, and I do like that a lot more, because you can randomize like the answers, and you can like it'll grade it for the most part for you, and it's you can just select if they can go backwards or not. There's a lot of different added features, and I agree. I think the hesitation was it was foreign to us because I used Blackboard in college and not Canvas, so I just didn't know how to use it. But now that I do, I really like it, and the students that are seniors going to a JC or college are very grateful for it.